Okay.
What's wrong?
None. How many people on Zoom? Not many on Zoom.
It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Good morning. Good afternoon, Cary Rotary Club. Welcome to the friendliest club in District 7710. Decked out in the fabulously decorated main dining room here of McGregor Downs Country Club. Looks beautiful, and thanks to you all for being flexible and adaptable as we change our normal place. Can I call on Rod Brooks to please lead us in the prayer and the pledge?
Glad to be present upon this. Okay, let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for all the many blessings you bestowed upon our lives. Thank you for this time together. Please strengthen us in our resolve to serve others as we are committed to in Rotary, and keep us always mindful of our Rotary 4-way test. We ask that you bless this food, Lord, and that you bless us to your service. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Rod.
Don't go away. Rod's got some good news. George Jordan has arranged our program today, but I'd also like to, if I can, call on George to introduce a couple of guests with our speaker today.
Yes, in addition to our guest speaker, I have Centennial Campus, marketing at Poole College at NC State, and Brian Clark, who is with advancement with Poole College. Brian also is football there, so that Chuck Amano spent 7 years in the NFL. Been working with the university for how many years now?
All right.
Arlene.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Would you drop these off?
Well, he's right here, so I got to ask, Rod Brooks, can you give us an update on the chili dinner plan?
Okay.
Yes, I can.
He's got a speech.
I didn't come prepared or anything. This is a bit of a lengthy announcement, but I'll try to keep it as quick as possible. I want to say that our chili dinner committee is hard at work planning our upcoming chili dinner event. For our guests and for those newer members who may not be familiar, this is our 19th annual chili dinner. And over the past 18 years, we have raised more than $508,000 for international and domestic hunger relief. I mean, think about that. More than $500,000 we have raised to help end hunger here around the world. That is awesome. So for an update on this year's event, as at past events, of course, we've actually served chili at lunch and at dinner. For our upcoming event, due to the continuing, unfortunately, threat of COVID, as well as some other challenges, we will not be serving chili. However, as we did last year, we will be hosting a virtual event via Zoom on, put this on your calendar, Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. This virtual event is going to give us the opportunity to hear from folks at Rise Against Hunger, from folks at Dorcas Ministries, and perhaps other beneficiaries who have received funds from us, as well as some of our major sponsors for the event. New for this year, we will also schedule a Rise Against Hunger meal packaging event that will take place a few weeks after our virtual event. And think about that. How cool is that going to be able to package meals using the funds that we've just raised to help pay for those? So that's going to be really exciting. Also for this year, and this is new, we're planning a raffle that will offer the opportunity for sponsors and ticket purchasers to win fabulous prizes that you'll be hearing about. So we're excited about that new addition to this year's event as well. So what's the latest? Well, I am delighted to announce that Atlantic Tire and Town Bank have agreed to be our co-naming sponsors for this year's event. And so we're excited about that and grateful to them. We're also in the process of confirming additional event and presenting sponsors. And I'm going to be making those announcements as soon as we finalize those commitments, but we're making great progress. And I want to thank everyone who has already made a commitment to the chili dinner already. The great news is that we have more than $15,000 already committed towards our $40,000 goal. So we are well on our way, and I want to thank everybody. Thank you for that. So we'll be sharing more information about how everyone can get involved and help promote this year's event. In the meantime, let me just ask, if in the previous years you have been a table sponsor or a business sponsor or a corporate sponsor or even a presenting sponsor and would like to do so again this year, please let me or Ron or Eric or Mary know, and we would be grateful for your support. I also want to thank you. I want to thank all of our committee members. Speaking of those folks, which includes Don Finkbeiner, Scott Gardner, Mary Cam, Krista Limmery, Jim Lovejoy, Eric Schmidt, Scott Schneider, Ron Stanton, Ken Tima, and Paul Wasselkavich. If you would like to join our committee and help us in planning the events, in reaching out to prospective sponsors and helping us secure fabulous raffle prizes, you are more than welcome to join us. Please let me know and I will share information about our upcoming meetings. We generally meet every week right after the club meeting. So with that, let me again just thank everybody for your support. Those who have already expressed your commitment to be sponsor of this event. Thank you all and keep your eyes open for more information. It's going to be a great event this year. Thank you all.
Prizes of unspeakable value and the raffle. That'll be great. Just 60 days away. Think about that for a second. Can I ask Renee to come and speak to us on our holiday party next week and other things?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Next week, just a reminder, we are not here on Tuesday. You got to eat lunch someplace else. And we're going to be meeting at Prestonwood in the Oak Room for our Christmas dinner and party together. Please, I've gotten lots of RSVPs, but for those of you who opened that invitation, you're just waiting, now's the time to respond. I need to turn in numbers to them by Friday. So I look forward to hearing from the others. Last week, I introduced an effort that we have undertaken for the holiday for Myra's Angels. That is an organization in Wake County that is supporting and encouraging foster and homeless children. There are 3,000 homeless children right now in Wake County and thousands of foster children within our state. And as these children move from place to place, many times they show up with their few belongings just in a garbage bag. And so to help them feel a little better about moving in, this organization stocks little backpacks with necessities, lots of things that you would need, just personal items, maybe a book, a toy, just something to make them feel a little more, just to provide some dignity for them. So anyway, due to the generosity you had last week at lunch, we raised $250. Those bags cost $25. So I'm just asking you to dig in your pockets today, those of you who haven't, and we'll also be collecting the night of the dinner. So I think we'll be able to supply funds to fill many of those bags and make these children feel pretty good going in. So thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you next Tuesday.
Continuing on the service theme, I'll just mention the response to our bell ringing sign up has been fantastic. So, you know, we're ringing across 8 days in December. We still have about 75% of those slots are filled. So there are still about 20 or 25 slots across those days that are open and available for those of you. So just like Renee said, if you want to eat, sign up. If you want to ring, sign up. So let me know what we can even get you signed up before you leave today through the Sign Up Genius if that's something you want to try to arrange. So thank you for all of your support there. We will remain #1 in ringing revenue. It shall be so. David Coulter, quick announcement on the program committee.
Thank you, Brenda Bob. So 2 weeks from today, we'll have a program committee meeting after our meeting. 2 weeks from today, program committee. And I'm looking for a couple of people to join our coveted committee. These are prime spots. So please plan on joining us 2 weeks after the meeting.
Fantastic. December 14th. Thanks, David. And thanks to all the current members of the program committee for keeping us very well informed and covering a wide array of topics in our presentations. And we want to get to those. But before I do, are there any miracle moments that we'd like to share for today? Jim Lovejoy.
This Friday at 4 o'clock, Paul and I will be decorating the Rotary clubs of Cary Christmas tree in front of the Maiden Inn. If anybody would like to come down, hang a couple thingies on the tree, we'll be there with some of the people from the other clubs. Should go very quickly. 4 o'clock at the Maiden Inn.
4 o'clock, Friday the 3rd. And if I recall, there's a most popular tree vote that happens throughout December, isn't there? So we can just get prepared now. Write your ballots out now. You can vote as many times as you like.
There's voting, yeah. Winner gets donate $500 to their favorite charity. We all know what that is.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You gotta say it out. You gotta-
We all know.
All right. Great. Well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Bill Fletcher.
I cannot let this weekend go by without saying, go state.
So you're saying that was a miracle moment? Yeah. A win against UNC is a miracle moment?
It was. The way that game ended with 2 touchdowns in 30 seconds, absolutely. My 8-year-old grandson was at the game with his dad, and they decided after the Carolina scored a touchdown, they decided to get up and leave. And the 8-year-old was saying, "No, it's not over yet. It's not over yet." So they wound up having to stay, and they were.
Good thing he was the hero of the night.
By the way, it's $1 for every time you stand up.
Paul.
I think John Hanson might have something to say about that too. He's online.
Well, hang on, John, enter that one into the chat if you would, because we got real audio challenges here to try to move that back and
All
forth.
right, I'll say it for him.
All right, Paul's going to say on John Hatcher's behalf,
If he could say it, he would say, "Go Wake Forest." And I know that he is proud of Wake Forest this year.
root for the Deacons on Saturday. Good for them. They made it to the championship. Thank you, John. All right, so can I ask George Jordan to come and please introduce our speaker?
Thank you. Thank you, President Bob. It's my pleasure. It's, I'm excited to introduce our guest speaker today, whom I had the pleasure of meeting several years ago. Frank Buckless became the Stephen P. Zelnick Jr. Dean of the Poole College of Management at NC State University on July 1st, 2019. Prior to that, under his 18-year leadership of the Department of Accounting, the undergraduate and graduate accounting programs experienced significant growth and recognition, and the department received initial accreditation from the AACSB. During that time, the department also generated support for impactful academic research, engaging with organizations such as Bank of America Foundation to support the Enterprise Risk Management Initiative and the National Science Foundation to support product and technology commercialization. A member of the NC State accounting faculty since 1989, Buckless received his doctorate in accounting from Michigan State University. He brought valuable corporate experience to Poole College from his tenure with Arthur Anderson and Company, and is often invited back to educate and train auditing professionals. So with that, let's give a warm Rotary welcome to Dean Buckless.
We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, George. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you all. So what I'd really like to talk about a little bit today is one, talk about COVID and how that's where we are with that at the Poole College and NC State. Talk a little bit about Poole College. I'd also like to talk about trends that are really impacting education and what we're doing to help our students make sure they're prepared for the world they're entering. I also want to talk about a little bit what you can do to help us and help us be stronger. So starting with the Poole College. So the Poole College, we have about 4,600 students now in our college. We actually have over 1,500 students from Wake County, which is the largest county of students that we have. That's about 33% of our students. Actually, at NC State, we have over 10,000 students from Wake County. So again, a huge area for us and our students. And we have about 37,000 at NC State. We have over 100 faculty, We offer, degrees in accounting, business administration, economics. We offer master's degrees in accounting, business administration, and also economics and management, and a doctoral degree in economics. And we also have executive education programs, both custom as well as open enrollment. As a college, there's really two major focus areas for us. One, obviously, is the success of our students and making sure that they're prepared for the jobs of tomorrow. The second is research impact and making sure that our faculty are conducting and disseminating research that's impacting our communities, that's helping our businesses, our organization be more effective, be more efficient, and be more innovative. Now, kind of looking at trends that are really impacting higher education and what we're doing with that. So if you look at the world, technology is advancing very quickly. It's changing how we do business. Global resources are getting more scarce, and we have a growing population. That's again changing how we think about business. The demographic shifts that are going on, as well as weather pattern changes. And what that means is we have to be quicker, more adaptive, more agile, and more resilient. The routine jobs of yesteryear are no longer here. Today, we really need a different graduate than we had before. Knowledge is not going to be their differentiator. They need to be able to deal with complexity. They need to be proactive and agile. They need to be very curious because, again, this world is changing fast. They need to think entrepreneurially. They need to be resilient, and they need to be influencers and have good people skills. So at NC State, I feel we're really prepared to make sure we're graduating students that will have those skill sets. And the reason we are is we've got a great STEM university. Science and technology is really elevating and changing our world. And we have great industry engagement within our school. And we're using both of those to really change the experiences our students have while they're at NC State. We're trying to make sure they have real immersive experiences where they're not just working with students in the business school, but they're working with students across our campus, and they're working with industry solving real world problems. To give you examples of spaces we do that, we have what we call our entrepreneurship clinic that works in Raleigh, founded downtown Raleigh, where again, they're working with startups to help these companies get off the ground. We have what we call our technology commercialization program, where we're looking at new technologies that are being created on our campus and looking for opportunities in the marketplace and helping bring those to the marketplace. We also do work, and how many here are NC State affiliated? A few people? Any of you involved with the Wolfpack Investor Network? So we actually have we offer people the opportunity to join this network, and it's a fairly minimal initial or fee every year. And then we'll present new technologies, new opportunities that are coming off our campus. And we have our graduate students that are doing the due diligence on these projects and again, helping to bring them to market. Some other areas, we have a product and innovation lab, we have supply chain resource cooperative, enterprise risk management initiative. These are all ways that we have our students working, again, with industry, with students across our campus that are really making a big difference on the experiences our students have and how they're prepared for the world in front of them. And to talk about the impact then that's had on them. So the students that have taken advantage of these opportunities are seeing about a 15% higher starting salary in the marketplace. And obviously they're getting jobs very quickly. We've actually seen our enrollment really grow. I'm really glad I do not have to apply to NC State at this point, because I'm pretty confident they would not admit me. And I'm being really serious. They would not admit me. This last year, we admitted 475 students, and we had over 6,000 applications for those 475 slots. So it's a bit of a challenge if you're coming first year. What we are trying to do, though, is create other avenues of access to NC State. So we bring in more students actually through transfers. This last year, we brought in about 650 students in transfer, 400 from internal transfers across campus, another 250 from community colleges and other universities across this state. So again, we're trying to figure out other ways to bring people, but we are seeing high demand for our programs, which is great. That's the problem I'd rather have than to be a school that we're not in high demand. And we're also seeing our programs being highly recognized across the nation. Entrepreneurship, I Jenny, you could correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're at 15 for undergrads and 15 for graduate programs, and #1 in the Southeast for entrepreneurship. Analytics, we have a big focus on business analytics. We're number 27 nationally on that. Our MBA program, our full-time programs in the top 50, our online programs in the top 20. Let's see, what other things? I think that covers the big ones. Then talking about, the impact we're having to the marketplace. So many of you may not know, but NC State is #2 in the country in research commercialization. So we bring more technology to the market than all but one other university in this country. We added $1.2 billion annually to North Carolina's economy through this technology. Even in the Poole College, we call our Andrews Launch Accelerator, where undergraduate students are provided funding so that they can start their companies. And they've added more than $2.5 million in the last, I think, 3 years to the economy, and actually increased jobs by 75 in our local area. So again, having a big impact. NC State itself generates $470 million a year from its startups. And, obviously Wake County has a big impact on that. And many of you may not know that a few years ago, Forbes had put out an article, what's creating the great entrepreneurial economy in Raleigh and the Research Triangle. And they first started talking about Duke, and then they talked about UNC at Chapel Hill. And they said the real engine is NC State. Just to give you context, in the last 5 years, NC State has created 170 businesses that's generated over $1.7 billion in capital. So again, having a huge impact on our community. And we also are having impact through our research. In our college, we're really trying to make our research sure that it's getting back to our community and can be used by industry and organizations. We launched last year our what we call Poole Thought Leadership. And we've had over, I think it's around 80,000 visitors, over 60 faculty participate. We've actually seen our website traffic increase by around 8%. So we're seeing more traction, and we're really trying to make sure we're getting out information that is useful to the broader population. So then, it's hopefully you've got a small glimpse of what's going on in the Poole College and what's going on at NC State University. It's really, I think, a very exciting time to be at a university. Obviously, it's changing, but again, change is where you can make a huge difference and really make a big impact. So if you want to ask, how could you help us? Well, one is engage with us. Having mentors for our students, having problems for our students to work on is, again, great ways for them to really develop their skills. Share our story. So tell people what you've heard about us here at NC State. Obviously, I have our advancement person back there, so Brian would be very unhappy if I didn't say, help us financially if you can, if you have the ability. So providing us financial support. Obviously, student access is really important to us. And 50% of the students that come to our college do not have the financial means to do it themselves. So there's real need for our students and students across the state. And obviously, again, helping provide student experiences and helping provide enrichment opportunities for our faculty and make sure that we are really being impactful and working on issues that are relevant to our community. So those are ways you can help us. And with that, I'd love to give you a chance, if they have any questions for me, to answer those questions. Oh, wait, I didn't talk about COVID, did I? I forgot the first thing I said I was going to talk about. So, we have, I will say this year has gone quite well. So we did go back to having in-person classes this fall. We have not had any outbreaks in any class. Our students really have been phenomenal. We did require them and do require them to wear masks in the classroom and in our buildings. But again, we've had no transmission. We've had low transmission rates, less than 0.5% generally across our campus. Most of our population is vaccinated. 85%, I think, is around where we are of our faculty, staff, students are vaccinated. So we have a high vaccination rate, which is helping, I believe. But we've done really well. Those that aren't do get tested every week, and that was a good incentive for them not to be, getting vaccinated. But again, it's gone really well. We, we expect we are never going back to where we did, what was it, last spring, where we went totally online, because it's really the experiences that create the difference. And those face-to-face and immersive experiences with industry and companies is really critical. So now I think I've covered everything. Sure, Frank.
So it sounded like you were saying that you take 450 or so students per year in from undergraduate, and then you pull 600 some from outside. Why are these so many outside? Are they considered better candidates for school? What?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. One, quite frankly, we were really hard to get into. We were trying to figure out how can we, really create access for, people that, didn't have the preparation or, didn't have the understanding what they needed to do, but have the ability. They can go prove themselves somewhere else. And what our data shows is actually the time to degree for those students is less than students that we admitted. So they do quite well. So we see that. But we are trying to create access. We're trying to, quite frankly, have more diversity because again, our students need to be prepared and work in a very diverse world. So for multiple reasons, we're doing that, as well as we are a destination college on our campus. Even if you go to another college, we want our students, whoever they are, who come to our college, we want them to graduate, and we want them to graduate with the degree they want. So for all those reasons, we're doing that. Here, I think that.
Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Centennial Campus and how you interact with them to get students internships?
Yeah, and internships are really important. I want to say over 90% of our students have internships at the undergrad level. So, well, there's a lot going on in the Centennial Campus, obviously. We have a new innovation center that's going to go in. So we do have on the Centennial Campus what we call the garage. So, and that's where students, and it's really pretty cool. I wish I had it when I was a student, where, if they have some kind of idea and they want to prototype it, they can go into this garage, have all kinds of equipment, tools, materials that they can work with to prototype, and then try to bring those things to market. So we support that on the Centennial Campus. We have multiple organizations that we support we work with on, and that's the great thing about the Centennial Campus, and it's what helps us to bring technology to the marketplace. And again, we have this new innovation hub that's going to be going into the Centennial Campus to, again, continue and to accelerate. So we're very engaged with that. Right now, we're on the main campus, and we predominantly have textiles is a major player on the Centennial Campus, as well as engineering now is a major player. And we have multiple areas we work jointly with both those colleges in this space. Because most of the technology is not coming from our college, it's coming from those colleges. What we want to do is help them get to the market.
Thank you for being here with us. Last year, we went through a strategic planning process and we identified economic empowerment as one of the key impact areas for our focus on. And we're sort of finding our way into youth. So we're thinking promoting entrepreneurship, minority business owner entrepreneurship. We're looking at how we can partner with organizations in the community. Do you have any suggestions for us how we could sort of advance economic empowerment in our community?
Yeah, obviously networks and being mentors is, I think, a big way. I tell you, with our entrepreneurship, a key component is we have a lot of mentors and individuals from the community that work with our students, and really because they don't have the maturity yet and haven't had to deal with the hard knocks that you have to deal with when you're an entrepreneur. So I would say mentorships would be a good way to do that. Again, if you have ideas or issues or challenges, and we do a lot of stuff for nonprofits in our space that they have challenges. It's a great experience for our students, and it's a great way for our students to get that it's the think and do, which NC State really tries to be, and make sure we do that do part. So again, problems, challenges you're having with not-for-profits or any area, and bringing them to us so that we can figure out ways that we can have our students work on those. That would be ways you could do that. I think obviously too is helping the investment funds, putting together having that startup funds where they don't have to give up their ownership rights, I think is critical too for many of these.
How are you preparing this next generation when we talk about what the next workforce looks like? What I've noticed is in younger teammates and interns, they lack interpersonal skills. How is the School of Management addressing that
Sure.
for the next generation?
So one is we're actually we're going to put them into projects on teams while they're at NC State. So they're going to have to learn how to work in a team before they graduate. And if they don't, they're not going to be able to graduate. So we really try to put them in teams. We actually, obviously when we bring them in first year, and in our school, the way we try to do it is we have our students, we touch them every semester. They're going to have a business course every semester because we want to keep in contact with them. And so we really, throughout our curriculum, we're working on, they have to work on projects in teams. It's not all going to be individual stuff. So we're really trying to give them those experiences. We tell them, we talk to them about, it is about what you learn in the classroom, but it's also about what you do in the co-curricular, right? And what you do in the community. So we really try to get them to do that as well as international. So again, we really try to talk to them about it from day one, and we do provide them those experiences while they're there. And I will say that what I have been most impressed with these practicum experiences that we call practicum, where it's a real project with a real organization, that is transformative to our students. And they are doing things that I couldn't have done when I was at their, they're presenting to boards of big companies, and their presence and their ability to answer difficult questions it's been pretty impressive. So it's through those experiences that we're really trying to develop, because I think you're absolutely right. Those skills are critical because, again, knowledge is at our hand tips nowadays, right? We all have these really powerful computers in our hands. So knowledge, that's not our differentiator. It's how you use that knowledge, right? And your analytical skills, and then how you work with people are really critical. And so we're much more emphasizing that. And that's why that in-person experience for us anyways is a big differentiator.
Scott Gardner is attending online, and he's asking about the process to bring a nonprofit or for-profit business challenge to your students as part of the Think and Do.
So I would say, so our areas that we do a lot of these practicums. So we do it in the business analytics space. So if there's an analytics problem, data problem, or trying to get data or solve a problem. We do supply chain in that space, enterprise risk management. We have student projects, entrepreneurship, if there's some concept that somebody wants to work with, as well as sustainability would be another area where, again, those are all areas we have set up leaders in those spaces. And so depending on what the interest is, we could contact them to those individuals.
So if we had something that would fit in that category, who do we contact?
So that's right back there is our person in advancement, Brian Clark, and then he will feed it to the appropriate person.
You heard the program is launch Cary, launch Raleigh, launch Wake Forward. It's all about entrepreneur stuff and Rotary and Wake Tech. Kind of 2-minute help start some of that. Are you folks involved at all in that?
I have not individually. I'd have to check with our entrepreneurship people to see, and entrepreneurship in our campus isn't just the Poole College, it's across our campus. But I'd have to check to see if we are engaged with that.
Yeah, it would be a source for students and mentorship and all that. So
Yeah.
all the same, I think they're talking.
Well, thank you.
You mentioned that the success you've had in the Southeast. What are the top 2 or 3 universities nationwide that you feel you're competing with?
Well, there's difference there. The schools I would say we're trying to, emulate and be like would be a school like MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or a Carnegie Mellon, would be school. As far as where our students go, it's quite interesting. The top schools we compete with would be like South Carolina and Clemson. And both those schools offer basically out-of-state students in-state, tuition if they have certain grades from their high school. So we don't have that type of opportunity. We can't do that at NC State. We're not allowed to do that. So those are the schools that if I look at where we lose students to would probably be those two. Maybe Virginia Tech would be next as far as where our students are picking between. But if I look at ones that have applied to NC State and where they end up going, that would be the big ones. But we are a science technology university, and we're trying to make sure our business school really leverages that science technology as a differentiator for the experiences and the type of things our students work on while they're at NC State.
Having a grandson at NC State School of Business now, how important would it be for him to get a minor in finance or accounting?
What I would say, so he's getting a business administration degree. I guess I would ask I would probably encourage more like our, honestly, business analytics honors program. Students that are doing that are getting a huge, premium in the marketplace. And business administration is probably already, you got to do either finance, marketing, supply chain. What am I missing? Human resources, IT.
Analytics, is that a separate course?
No, we do it for, you can do any curriculum, you can do it, because I don't care what space you're in nowadays. If you're able to work with ask the right questions and understand what type of data is out there and what type of tools can be used to analyze it, you're going to have, the market is paying for those students. Those students are getting about a 20% premium in the marketplace for our students. So, but I would probably say that would be a huge differentiator. I think, I honestly take they comfortable with technology. Again, our students that do the MIS with something else are really getting good opportunities in the marketplace.
One last question. Ron?
I'll just make a comment. Go back a few years, 1996, we took the technology out of the biochemistry department, worked with the school and worked with the students, and developed a company technology to $30 million business over a period of time. So I just want to give accolades to what you do from an entrepreneur standpoint. I think it's very successful. The company basically got bought by Lab.
Yeah.
So it's a very, just doing a great job.
Yeah, that was for testing for cholesterol levels.
Yes.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Dean Buckless, thank you for being here today. You can keep that just a second. We want to give you some note cards that were illustrated by one of our members, Jerry Miller. There are all kinds of interesting buildings here in Cary. And thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you again, Dean Buckless. Is obviously a long track record of success that's only showing an upward trend from there. So thank you for sharing. All right, we've got a couple of days. I got to get off very quickly here. December 3rd, which I guess is Friday, aside from decorating a Christmas tree, when you see Gary Ashworth, wish him a happy birthday. Or if you see Roz Royster, wish her a happy birthday, because they both celebrate them on the same day. Tomorrow, if you happen to run into Brian Reed, congratulate him for 21 years as a Rotarian here in our club. We should see, if he's in Italy, we should seek him out and find him to congratulate him.
We might not get it back.
But Curtis Westbrook has him beat. He'll be celebrating his 51st anniversary as a Rotarian on that date. And I'm really glad that Scott took care of the 50th anniversary gift that would go along with all of that. But if you see Curtis, congratulate him. And George, don't forget, Thursday is a special day in your life for you and Melba, is that correct?
So spooky how you know. Slow starting to scare.
She said something about a size 9. I'm not sure what finger size she was.
We have an NC State intern working.
That's right. Well, happy anniversary to her. She got a prize on December 2nd. I'll say that. Next week's program there is no program. Instead, we'll have, I believe it's a taste of Italy. Is that right, Renee? It's the theme for our banquet. So please RSVP or you won't have any tastes of Italy. Cash bar begins at 6 o'clock till 6:45. Glass of wine with dinner, accompanies dinner. So we have a good opportunity to have social time before we get down to a meal and celebrate our year. In 2 weeks, past District Governor Marie Howard will be with us to talk about the benefits of our foundation. So I will encourage everybody to wear their foundation pin on that date. Again, George, I want to thank you and Dean Buckless for bringing your team here and sharing, a high profile and premier university in the Southeast based on the rankings that you shared. Certainly a gem that we want to make sure we pay attention to, and it's great to have you connected with us. Thank you very much. With that note, I'll ask Jim Lovejoy if he'll lead us out on the four-way test.
Is this true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill in their friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Meeting is adjourned. Paul.